Yesterday, we began with the first part of the impact of investigative journalism, IJ, on society and democracy. So we'll take the second part, and this will be very, very much interactive. What are those strategies that we'll adopt? How do we get to where we want to get in having a very, very great impact on IJ, on society and democracy? So yesterday we spoke extensively on the impact of investigative journalism on society and democracy. And today we are going ahead for the second part. So I said, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and fellow learners, because we are all learning, today we gather to explore the captivating topic again of IJ and its consequential impact on society and democracy. In this part of our presentation, we will delve into the practical applications of IJ and provide recommendations for leveraging it effectively. IJ plays a vital role in getting to the truth, unveiling corruption, and strengthening our democratic fabric through its relentless pursuit of truth and justice. That truth and justice is the motto of one organization. Which organization is that? Truth and Justice. Truth and Justice. What is the NUJ motto? Please look for it. Applications of IJ. One is accountability and transparency. IJ serves as a powerful instrument for holding governments, corporations, and public figures accountable. Its application unearths hidden truths, exposes malpractices, and empowers citizens to make informed decisions. Citizens to make informed decisions. By providing evidence and facts, IJ contributes to preserving transparency in public institutions and restoring public confidence. How have we gone in this aspect? Right now, we are talking of buying bulletproof cars for the National Assembly in particular. What does an IJ specialist do in these circumstances? These are some of the issues that should occupy our minds. Juxtapose that with what is happening. People can barely, but you see, those people are talking of bulletproof cars. As soon as they enter that place, that dome that you see, their values change. They are no more talking of 3 square meals, if I don't have money to buy fuel in my car to come to Jabi. They are now thinking differently. What is the role of an IJ reporter? What should we be doing right now? What kind of reports should we be writing? Because we don't need to wait for them to buy those things before we start shouting. We are good at reactive reporting. I think from now, let's start thinking of doing analysis. Even because IJ will help us in knowing where those funds are going to come from, in knowing how those contracts are going to be executed, who is executing the contract. Because if you ask me, maybe it's the speaker or the SP himself, you know, and is it right for them to be doing that? You are sitting in that position, you are taking advantage of that position to line your pockets, buying vehicles at the expense of the common Nigerian citizen. I'm happy that journalists were able to make the Senate President apologize to Nigerians regarding the mockery of the poor in Nigeria. Yes. Next time, they will take issues like that serious. You cannot be talking of let the poor breathe and you are laughing. Mr. Tunde Hassan spoke about empathy. Our public officers should have that. You don't just carry the microphone and the gavel and you are hitting it and laughing at the poor. So let's take a cue from there and continue. Even before they buy their million naira cars, at least let's put them on their toes. That it's not going to be business as usual, because we allow it go all the time. Each time there is a new Senate, the new House of Reps, these things come up. Exactly. Meanwhile, what is the minimum wage? So, 2, social justice and human rights. Investigative journalists often focus on undeserved communities, like we were discussing yesterday. Uncovering social injustices and advocating for change. Please let this be our mantra as we live here. Ruth, I know you are good at WhatsApp platforms. Maybe you can start something. If PCPC people have WhatsApp platform, what stops IJ reporters from having that? Okay, please. These ones that we work, AD4, please help them. Because even to maintain the platform, they need data. So, their reporting amplifies the voices of marginalized groups, highlighting systemic issues. This application leads to increased awareness, sparks public discourse, and supports the fight for equality and human rights. This public discourse, we cannot do it alone. That's why we need the public on our side. This day is safe. The public are even wary of journalists. Exactly. They are wary of journalists. They are wary of all those under tree so-called, what do they call themselves? Those reporters, not bloggers. There's something they call themselves. Is it citizen? No, not citizen. Netizens. No, not citizen journalists. There's a name they call themselves. They report from everywhere. reporting. 3, corporate wrongdoings and environmental impact. IJ plays a crucial role in revealing corporate malpractices and their environmental impact. It helps expose unethical practices such as pollution, exploitation, and fraud. Okay, when you are talking of the environment, why do people fell trees? All those baggy people at the outskirts of the city, where did they get all those logs, big logs that we use as firewood? And why won't we use firewood? Is gas cheap? Is kerosene that was initially meant for the poor cheap? So we have to go around this circle and go to the root cause of why trees are still being felled and why government will be, given the ecological fund. I think that is that fund that is like the milking cow or something, that cash cow. Governors collect those monies, huge sums. They don't account for them. And they don't do anything about the ecology or the ecosystem. They just...
Some states don't have ecological problem.
They do. In the north, you have the desert encroachment. In the south, you have the erosion and floods. So they need, everywhere, the environment, there are threats to the environment. What happens to this ecological fund? Do you know it's one area of IJ? One area of IJ. How do we start investigating how funds for the environment are being expended? Who was the last minister of environment? Kaji. Alhaji somebody, we don't even know the name because he's not working. In those days, there are government officials, even when they don't work, you see them in the media trying to portray their image, have a good public, but these days they don't bloody care. Because Gaskia came, told all the lies, and he didn't bloody care. His body language did not bloody care. Not aware, all the time not aware. So please, IJ, honestly, this aspect, thank you, Dr. Jacob, for bringing this to our consciousness, because this area of journalism must be made to be impactful. Such exposés can prompt regulations, legal actions, and environmental consciousness in society. Recommendations for effective practice of IJ. Protection and support for journalists, and this is key. Who is protecting us? Who is supporting us? So we need systems, we need protection and support for journalists. Government, media organization, and civil society must work together to ensure protection. What is the NUJ doing to protect us? What is the Guild of Editors doing to protect us? It's good to collect appointments when you have reached that point as a leader in NUJ, NAWOJ, Guild, but also allow the professionals to work. When you move to the other side, don't now see your colleagues as say, hey, they have come again. You can use that same position to help grow and strengthen journalistic ideals and codes of practice and ethics. It's difficult, but you can.
Education is the bedrock for the development of every society. What premium does the Nigerian government place on education? How much is budgeted for? How well are these funds utilized? What quality of teachers, students, and graduates are learning institutions churning out? For answers, join us on Leaves and Worms, an expository and incisive program showing every week on AD4 TV Radio, sponsored by Wale Soyinka Center for Journalism and supported by MacArthur Foundation. Don't miss it.
The welfare of journalists must be key if we are to be professionally inclined and do what is expected of us, especially in IJ. In foreign countries, when you see journalists, the confidence they have in doing what they do in investigative journalism, it's because they know what they are standing on. They are not hungry. Yes, they know what they are, and at times it is not even the organizations. Other private organizations like the one like AD4 now, Wale Soyinka Center, can commission people. And the more we have that, the more we have freelance. And the more people freelance and can stand on their own, honestly, they will give a running battle. You know? Honestly. Because when you stand on your own, you can. When I left NTA in 2008, well, this was one of the reasons. You're always there doing this, that. You cannot even grow. You cannot even grow as an individual. Implementing laws and regulations to safeguard their rights, such as whistleblower protection, access to information and legal aid, is crucial for maintaining a fearless and robust press. Are we fearless? Are we robust? We got to start thinking about this. Technological advancements. Embracing emerging technologies can bolster investigative journalism's efficiency and effectiveness. We were talking about source confidentiality. I think technologies can help us hide some of our sources very well. Yeah, you can say, I got it online. Yeah, that's one advantage. Tools like data analytics, AI, that is artificial intelligence powered algorithms, and open source investigation platforms help journalists analyze large data sets, detect patterns, and uncover complex connections. News organizations should invest in technological advancements to facilitate accurate and impactful reporting. Technology, honestly, is a gift for this present age. And if you have the time to make use of resources emanating from IT, honestly, you have data at your fingertips. But again, what kind of data do you have? While doing IJ, you will need information, gaining access. I keep talking about EFCC. How do you gain access to some of the information they have? You have to make friends with some of them. Yes, you have to have contacts, people that are willing, people with good conscience, that want this country to do things right. People that know that our resources are being pilfered on a minute by second basis, that also have the conscience to make Nigeria work and make it great again. We need friends. It's not time to be on your own and say, hey, I'm a journalist. And at times we are antagonistic, even as reporters. Yes, I'm a journalist, blah, blah. At times you stoop to conquer. So we must change our strategies. He was talking of emotional intelligence and empathy. We can use some of these things to get information from sources that will help us in IJ reporting. Media literacy and education. Promoting media literacy and critical thinking skills within schools and communities are vital. Educating citizens about journalism ethics, fact-checking, and media biases foster a discerning audience. Empowering individuals to differentiate between reliable sources and misinformation strengthens democracy, enabling citizens to make informed decisions. Reliable sources. Some of those sources are actually very unreliable, and they will come as if they are reliable sources. So we have to have a discerning mind and understanding of the sources that we normally use, so that we don't get into trouble. Some people, like now, Stella Okotete now, she's in the eye of the storm. Somebody has said she didn't do NYSC. Now some group have brought out pictures, that she actually did her NYSC. Well, it's left for the NYSC as usual to determine. So, conclusion. IJ remains a cornerstone of democracy. Its impact far-reaching and profound. Through its applications, we witness accountability, social justice, and environmental consciousness being championed. By implementing our recommendations, we can ensure a future where IJ, journalists are protected, collaborations thrive, technology aids their work, and society becomes more media literate. Let us embrace IJ as a catalyst for positive change, fortifying the bonds between society and democracy. And honestly, I will conclude by saying the NUJ and all the members of the Nigeria Press Organization should come together. They can even sponsor. They can sponsor. They should also have awards for IJ, have awards to encourage journalists that will take that long haul, that long ride, that difficult path, because IJ is quite a strenuous, difficult path that needs consistency, persistence, and all the willpower to be able to be embarked upon. Thank you very much for your time.
AD4 TV Radio, with focus on education with emphasis on research and innovation, science and technology, women and girl child education, children, health, youth and sports, socio-political and economic reforms, security, environment, entrepreneurship, and entertainment will give you information at your fingertips. Learn on the go. Follow AD4 TV Radio on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. AD4 TV Radio, reliable and credible.